3, 2, 1.
You are listening to the DBAD movement, the Don't Be a Dickhead podcast. And here we are for episode 21. Whoop, whoop. And we are going to be talking about something that's quite topical, really, during these COVID-19 lockdown times, because we're going to be talking about quizzes.
Quizzes. Everyone is quiz mad.
Quizzed out, I am.
Oh, yeah. Do you know everything now? You know everything there is to know?
This information just doesn't retain in my brain. I could have the same quiz that I had last week and I'd probably still get all of the answers wrong.
You see, I think I'm very good at only remembering things that are important that I have to remember. I think my brain's quite good at bringing information, thinking, do I need to remember that? No, sending it out the other side.
I think that's what mine does, yeah.
Oh, no. See, I do hang on to facts like that, but I sometimes forget what somebody's just said to me seconds ago.
Yeah. I've done that before.
Because I was just, my mind palace had gone to the average wingspan of a migrating dove rather than the important information that was just passed to me. So we've been hearing from the community who they've been busy quizzing as well. What have they been saying?
So Sally Gilbert has said, when quizzes are just too hard, I get there will be questions that I can't answer, but it's total dickheadery to set up a super hard quiz. Yeah. I agree.
I mean, that's the case, not even in lockdown, but just whenever.
Yeah.
Just like really, really hard quizzes. What's the point?
There's no point in even doing it. Yeah. Because the point of a quiz is to feel good when you know you're going to get a question right.
Yeah, it needs to be hard enough that not everyone's going to get full marks, but easy enough that, everyone's going to have a good time.
You're going to get a few. You're going to feel like you're not completely stupid.
Yeah, exactly. It's like building a swimming pool and then the only way to get into it is off like a 20-metre diving board.
Yeah, it's just like that.
There you go. Done. Quizzes done.
In fairness to Sally Gilbert, she's probably the most affected by my forgetting what somebody's just said. But she does like me to be on her quiz team.
Yeah, you're a good person to have on your quiz.
Well, it's quite funny because we had an off-air conversation. I said, one of the worst things is like people who are really good at quizzes. They're right, dickheads. And you went, you're like that, John.
That's you.
I was just like, oh, right. Thanks.
She didn't mean you're good at quizzes. She just meant you're a dickhead.
Fair enough. And I'm certainly not at the level of some people, are they? I mean, you see these regular quizzers who will go to the pub quiz and just win it every week. Yeah. What's that all about?
I went to a quiz about a year or so ago now, and it was at a college near us, St Mary's Sixth Form College. And one of the teachers who we know was running it, and he'd said to us, it's like all school staff and like some of the sixth form students, but come along if you want. So we sort of went along, and there was a few of us there, and it was absolutely rock solid. It was all like really difficult maths questions and things like that. But one person on our team, our friend Dan, just absolutely rinsed it on his own. We basically didn't answer any questions, and he just absolutely, we won it by quite a way, and it was solely down to him. I imagine it annoyed everyone else in the room.
Particularly if you're a bit of an outsider. If you like show up at a new social group or something, and it's like, let's invite so-and-so, and then they just win comfortably.
Yeah.
Everybody else is thinking that you're a dickhead.
Yeah.
Well done, Dan.
Yeah.
Well done.
It's like my friend Jack once, this isn't particularly to do with quizzes, but it's kind of similar. He turned up once to a poker night. A few friends of mine from around the country, we often get together and play poker for the evening. And my friend Andy, it was his turn to have it at his house. So everyone travelled in from all over the country to play poker at his house. And because our friend Jack enjoys poker, then we'd said to him, do you want to come and play poker with us? Now, he thought it was like a big professional game. So he turned up with his headphones on, dark glasses on, sat at the table, won the poker, and then left immediately without speaking to anyone. And everyone was just like, who was that absolute arsehole?
Dickhead.
What a dickhead. Particularly he's good at taking money from you as well.
Exactly, yeah.
We did a school quiz a few years ago, and it was like one of these fundraisers. Yeah. Not to be taken too seriously. In fact, it's the second school quiz I went to. The first school quiz, I was the quiz master. Nice. I had a jazzy jacket on and all of that stuff. They never asked me to do it again. I did another act of dickheadery, which pops up on pretty much every single podcast we recorded. That maybe I had too much to drink and I had a microphone. And it did kind of become the John Gilbert show. So when we went the next time, and I was just a mere contestant within the quiz, and actually took it steady and was fine. But we happened to sit with some people we'd never met before, and we went through the quiz and we won, which was fine. Except what really annoyed me was that it turned out afterwards that we cheated, and that the incredible general knowledge that this man in our team seemed to have was actually just him using his phone. So it was an empty victory. So we'd unwittingly cheated on the quiz. And I was really annoyed. I was really annoyed because I was like, we didn't need to win. Some of the answers that we got, we again won quite comfortably. We must have looked like right dickheads. We did have some genuine knowledge in there. There was a few I knew I was able to contribute. But I just felt like, I don't know. I guess it's like when you're at these Olympic teams that they found out that they were on the sides of drug cheats. I mean,
it is annoying, though.
Not quite on that level, admittedly.
Well, it makes it no fun for anyone, though. We always have a big rule that if someone finds something out on the phone, we don't use it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What's the point?
Exactly, yeah. A couple of times then, me and Claire have been doing some of the online quizzes during the lockdown, and if there's a question that's really annoying us, instead of waiting for the answer, like one of us will maybe look it up on our phones, but we don't write it down then. We'll look it up and of course it was, I could have got that as well, but we don't write it down. It's just to not annoy us while we're waiting for the answer.
So I think it's very easy to cheat as well when you're doing them online. Because obviously, like, I could quite easily just be sat here now, like, on my phone. So you've got to have a lot of trust in these people.
And there's not usually a prize either, so...
No.
What I've done when I've hosted quizzes, I have a bit of a preamble, and I say, look, it's up to you. You can play this fairly and you can use your knowledge, or you can use your phone and you can cheat. I said, I can't stop you doing either of those. I'm not going to be monitoring your behaviour in the toilet or anything like that. I said, but when you go home and you see yourself in the mirror, you're going to look into your eyes and you are going to know what kind of person you are. And it's not for me. I'm an atheist. I don't want to talk about whether there's a God and whether we get judged and whether we're going to heaven or hell. But if that is true, just think about that before you do this quiz.
Yeah.
Right, everybody. Question 1.
Talking of hosts, though, I think like quizzes and quiz-headery does depend a lot on the host. Because I mean, all right, the competitors can cheat, things like that, and that's dickhead behaviour. But like your host as well they've got a lot of responsibility. One of my big hatreds about quizzes is really long ones, really, really long quizzes where the host becomes quite self-indulgent and it just goes on forever. Goes on forever and ever, and
Yeah, I think it has to be an hour, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, an hour, a couple of hours if it's kind of, something.
Well, if it's in a pub, they want to keep you in the pub, don't they?
Yeah.
But these online quizzes don't want to go on for too long.
No. But I mean, having said that, it's also nice. Like we do a quiz every single week. Ours tends to go on for about an hour and a half. But everyone who's joining it, all right, like more and more people join every week. But everyone who joins it, they all know someone, and so it's kind of fun to. And everyone gets dressed up in fancy dress and everything. And there's like extra points for the best fancy dress and whatnot. And so it's kind of fun looking at people and seeing people and saying hi to people as well. And the other thing that I think hosts have to do as well is they have to, especially in lockdown, they have to referee the room well. So like they have to keep people muted. They have to not let everyone be shouting out and things like that.
Yeah.
So one quite good thing that our quiz host does as well, when he's going through the answers, he'll unmute people for like, what did you think the answer was here? He'll, you can wave if you think you've got it, and he'll come to you, and he's got sound effects on there of like, you got it right, you got it wrong, and whatnot, So that's quite good. And he works the room quite well, so people do still get a chance.
Yeah. Well, the quizzes that we do, like with my friends, we kind of just all decide when we want to mute our screen. So if me and Jordan want to discuss like an answer, we'll mute it. And I've got a really bad habit of not muting it. So I will like be really confident about a question and I'll be like, yes. And I'll shout it, and I've literally just given the full team. And Jordan probably thinks that I'm a massive dickhead. And I am.
That's brilliant, yeah.
And everyone's like, Alex, you've not done it again. And I'm like, oh.
That's amazing. So we were doing the quiz last week, and it was about fictional characters. And I got into the room and I knew that my friends, Katie and Dan, were dressing as characters from Handmaid's Tale. And I got into the room and I realised someone else was dressed as Handmaid's Tale. I didn't say anything. And then, obviously, when you first come into the room, your mic isn't on mute. And all you saw was the ding, ding on Zoom. and my friends Katie and Dan came in. You couldn't see them yet, and all you heard was Katie, "Oh, fucking hell, some other bastards dressed as Handmaid's Tale. Oh, I hate them." And just going on and on and on. I'm like grabbing my phone, quickly texting, saying, "Don't say anything really bad. Your mic's not on mute." And yeah, it's good.
I mean, I logged on to that. It's an excellent quiz. Matt Elms' quiz, which you've invited me along to, Iain. Thank you.
Yeah.
We only decided we were doing it about 4 minutes before, and I was like, "Oh, what's the theme this week?" Right, fictional characters, brilliant. Ran upstairs, just thought we must have something in the fancy dress, and then I just came downstairs dressed as the Predator.
When John came on screen as well, it took me ages to realise that it was John. So I was like looking, thinking, John hasn't joined. I thought he was going to come along this week. And then slowly but I was like, who's Predator? That's weird. And like it took about 10 minutes into the quiz before I realised, actually, that's Sally next to him as a pink lady, because I was just focused on Predator, thinking, who is Predator? Then realised it was John. It took me quite a while.
Actually, do you know what? That mask helped me out, because when he shares it, as you say, you can volunteer that you think you know the answer. And one of the questions was about, in Norse mythology, where do the warriors go as their afterlife, right? And the answer is Valhalla. But he threw to me, and what I said, I didn't say Valhalla, I said Valahad, right? Which is the wrong answer. But because I had the mask, it obscured my answer enough that he went, correct. And then I just thought, actually, that's not at all what I didn't say the right answer then as well. So Predator would have looked like a right dickhead. Predator got away with it. But yeah, so Matt's quiz is one of the best organised ones. But I do have to say there's a bit of dickheadery, and I don't include Matt on this, but these overly ostentatious quiz hosts. So it's a bit like, given the opportunity to do it going too far, I am talking primarily about myself. So my quiz journey has been that originally, the first big charity quiz that I organised, I booked he's no longer with us, sadly, the late, great Keith Chegwin to come and host it. So I wrote a quiz. You performed. Yeah. That's the story for another day. But we put this together, and it was amazing just having this celebrity who just had to do everything that I said. But he was brilliant. It was so much better him doing it than me doing it. So we did that for did we do it 3 years? Yeah, we did 3 years. And it was really great. I have to say that by the time all the production and the cost of hiring Keith Chegwin, there wasn't a lot of money left over for the charity at the end. So we needed to amend that slightly and replace him with a much cheaper alternative, somebody who in fact would do it at a loss, which was yours truly. But even then, when we were doing Hull was the UK City of Culture in 2017, and I organised the Big Cock Quiz. You, Iain, and your fantastic choir answers on a postcard were my house choir for the night. So there I was with a set. I had my house choir, I had celebrity guests, and probably some kind of horrific jacket. It's really, who the hell did I think I was? I think I was like trying to channel like the Jonathan Ross show or something.
It sold out though.
Absolutely packed, really successful. In fact, sold out so quickly that we put a second night on, and it was it was amazing. But it was a hugely over the top exercise for what it was. we had celebrity videos posing questions and so on. Yeah, it was amazing. If I do say so myself, could not be bothered to organise it again. It took absolutely ages to do it. So get the opportunity to do it. Matt's doing his every week. I mean,
Matt's actually, just to give a quick shout out to him, Matt is offering his services out as well for anyone else who needs a virtual quizmaster. If you can't be bothered to write your own quiz and you want a good fun quiz with a quizmaster who is tech savvy and good, then go and search virtual quiz host on Facebook, and he is available to hire.
Cool.
Emma Chloe has been in touch to say that she has a problem when the questions set have a catch to them.
Yeah, when they try and trick you into putting the wrong answer. What's the point in that? What's the point in trying to trick you?
Oh, I like those.
Really? I mean, it's all well and good having it a bit cryptic, but when they try and trick you with it, then I don't really...
Okay, I've got a question for you both. Right. What 5-letter word does every Oxford graduate pronounce wrong?
This is a trick question. It's going to be to do with accents or something.
What 5-letter word does every Oxford graduate pronounce wrong? Okay, I'll tell you. It's the word wrong. WRONG.
Oh, right, okay, yeah. Okay, I get it.
I can already tell you go, wow, What an amazingly clever question that was, John. No, Quizmaster's a dickhead.
Yeah, wow.
Actually, he's gone beyond dickheadery, this. For the benefit of the podcast. Is that hate in your eyes, Iain?
I'm with Emma Chloe here, I think. I mean, I'm pretty appalled.
In all fairness, I thought, well, Emma's made a comment. Let's try and back that up with an illustration. I prepare for these podcasts. It was a good example of Emma's point. I mean, what a dickhead.
Yeah.
Not my question. I googled arsehole questions to ask at a quiz, and that was one of the things that.
So obviously Emma's not alone in that one then.
No, absolutely not. The other thing I think about online quizzes is the ones that we're doing on Zoom and Skype and so on. They're fine, but you can also do quizzes using social media. So there are a lot of Facebook quizzes, and you see it on people's walls. They go 15 out of 15, easy and stuff like that. On the rare occasion I click on those, they tell you got 15 out of 15, irrespective of the answers that you give.
Yeah.
So it's just
it must just be an information mining. Yeah, it must just be an information mining exercise or something.
Yeah, but you've got people bragging about this fantastic score that they probably didn't get. I did one where I put answers that I knew were incorrect, and it still said I got 15 out of 15.
Maybe it's just trying to make you feel good.
Oh, I didn't think about it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the opposite of dickheadery. It's an act of random.
Yeah, they can have
kindness.
our data. They're just trying to make us feel better.
Yeah.
Aww.
It's a bit like those criminals who were stealing people's phones that I misjudged as scum,
Yeah.
and actually they were just trying to improve the gig experience.
Exactly.
See our podcast about gigs for more details. Maybe these guys they're actually not just trying to steal our information and sell it to advertisers. They're just trying to lift our spirits one day at a time, much like the DBAD movement.
Yeah.
And on that, I think we've pretty much cleaned up on quizzes there. 100%, 15 out of 15.
Yeah.
And it's a pretty specific one, what with us all being in lockdown. But don't forget to go to your podcast provider, like, rate and subscribe to the podcast. Tell your friends about it as well. Thanks very much. I've been Iain Thompson.
Before we go though, Iain has prepared something for us.
I've been looking forward to this.
To thank the DBAD community, because he was telling us before we started recording that he's written a powerful soliloquy that would, treading the boards on any theatre about a complex character who is going insane due to his massive insecurities, but has managed to transform his mindset and save his life and possibly the lives of others through realising that he doesn't need to be a dickhead. Over to you, Iain.
Is this a podcast I see before me? That's all I've got, I'll be honest.
Brilliant.
I had to improvise the bloody thing that I'd set you up on more than you came up with then. And you had thinking time. I
had thinking time, but to be honest, I was listening to you and I lost track of what you were saying.
Yeah, me too.
I did.
So that about wraps it up, but we've had one comment from the community. So Strachan Bolton, regular contributor to the show, she says that dickheadery to do with quizzing is losing every time. Well, Strachan, what you're actually doing there is you're making everybody feel good, because nobody wants to come last. Coming second to last is fine. You're providing a valuable service to humanity. So keep up the bad work. Don't be doing any reading. Don't be doing any learning. And know that actually what you're doing is helping everybody.
We salute you.
Thank you.
We salute you. So on that note, I've been John Gilbert.
I've been Iain Thompson.
I've been Alex King.
And remember, don't be a dickhead.